Welcome to BI and Your Success, a set of 5 videos from SAP presenting best practices to support your BI program. In each 3-minute video, you'll meet an SAP thought leader who is passionate about the bigger picture of business intelligence and eager to share proven strategies for creating an information-driven culture. Our featured expert on the phone is Colin Dover. He's Senior Director, Platform and Analytics Center of Excellence for SAP. Please define for us the BI maturity curve and how the term came into use.
The association typically with maturity is that success go hand in hand, but the common and agreed upon fact is that there are various states of maturity that certainly are aspirational in nature for many organizations, and it allows those organizations to determine where they are today in terms of their use of business intelligence, and ultimately how you drive forward to a higher state of maturity and better application of BI longer term.
How can an enterprise determine where they are on the BI maturity curve?
We're able to actually identify the different characteristics or attributes of maturity along the 4 major states, and that falls into information analytics, an area focused around governance, one on standards and processes, and another regarding the architectural maturity of that organization. Within the various states, we're able to say whether or not there is a formalized approach to the way that requirements are gathered from an executive organization or from a line of business. We're able to identify whether governance for business intelligence is driven by the IT organization, whether it's technology-centric or not, whether standards and processes actually exist or are uniform in nature, whether there are service-level agreements in place with regards to the type of BI capability or the availability of that BI capability within the organization. And lastly, indicative of a low state of maturity is the fact that there are many BI silos in place for each part of the business.
How can a company advance along the BI maturity curve?
Much about maturity is dependent upon the fact that you have a very clear understanding of where you are today, ultimately where you want to be longer term, what the gap looks like between those 2 states, and ultimately how you close that gap, either through a combination of technology, people, and process, or simply through implementing some formalized structure and governance to help drive that progression of maturity. And more often than not, the single biggest identifier of whether or not an organization will move to a higher state of maturity is the fact that they've established a BI center of competence, a center of excellence, or, as it can also be called at points, a community of practice. Each one of those organizational terms refer to the fact that there is a clearly understood and shared vision of the value that BI maturity represents, and the entire organization is marching towards that.
Thank you, Colin Dover, for sharing your deep expertise on the BI maturity curve. Be sure to watch the other videos in SAP's BI and Your Success series. Thank you for watching, and here's to your BI success.